What's up, guys and gals, ladies and germs? Welcome back to the channel. Making a video a little bit earlier today. I have some free time. Sadly, well, bittersweet. Had my last day at my job. Going to a new job that's gonna have a little bit better pay, and I'm really excited about it. But it's bittersweet because I love the people I work with. I love what I was doing. So good and bad, good and sad. But anyways, I have 6 days until I start my new job. So that means I got time to spend with the family, play video games, post some videos, some shorts. And so no other better way to do it than on a Monday. So wanted to actually talk about something a little bit different. I know my last video was about Call of Duty. This isn't going to be a Call of Duty exclusive channel. I might have an aneurysm by the end of the month if it was a Call of Duty exclusive channel. Mind you, it's June 29th, so it's saying something. But I was going to talk a little bit about Destiny 2 today, and an article more specifically that I read from IGN that came out, I think, 4 days ago. The article headline says Sony confirms significant Bungie layoffs include most of the Destiny team and some Marathon team members as Bungie admits Destiny 2 fell short of expectations. Now, I'm not a hardcore Bungie fan or a Destiny 2 fan by any means, or Marathon. I enjoy Marathon. I did not like the beta. I enjoyed the game once it actually came out. I started playing Destiny 2 again for the first time since launch. I probably put 30 hours in at launch. Saw the Monument of Triumph final update, and then I bought the DLC because it was on sale for, $25? And I saw the Renegades DLC, and I love Star Wars, okay? That's my jam. So I said, you know what? For $25, I get all this DLC, get to try the Star Wars one. I got my Praxic Blade not too long ago, so I'm loving it. Well, okay, I'm loving everything except for Edge of Fate. Edge of Fate kind of sucks. Sorry, not sorry. That's the only DLC or any content I've played so far where I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cheeks. But going back to that article, something that I can't wrap my head around is it says Destiny 2 fell short of expectations. And I look at an article, I don't really know what it's really like going on about, what exactly fell short of expectations. I don't know if that was referring to DLC that has come out recently within the last few years or not. Yeah, that's what it says right here. As leaders of Bungie, past and present, we recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years. Following our final content update to Destiny 2 and with our future projects still in early incubation, we unfortunately cannot continue operating at our previous size, which tells me we have no projects going on. We mismanaged our devs, and we're going to let them go because we don't know how to do our jobs. And I think that's a mixture of both Bungie and Sony. I've been seeing a lot of Sony hate. Believe me, I'm not going to be the $1 trillion bootlicker. Leave my company alone. I think there's more hate towards Sony than there really should be. Bungie has been notorious with having very terrible management and leadership as far back as Halo. But I digress. Again, this is a casual take. Please don't crucify me. Or you can. Do whatever you want. It doesn't bother me at all. But a little bit of this article that it talks about is, that was a difficult and painful decision from the CEO of PlayStation, Herman Holst. Sounds like just some PR statement. Doesn't really sound like he means it. But sounds like a significant number of employees are getting laid off. And they're putting, sounds like most of their focus in the Marathon. As the article also says, Marathon remains an important part of our portfolio, and we will continue to support the team as they build on the strong foundation established in Season 1 and 2, and as they work on incubation efforts for future projects, Holst says. While it's too early to discuss, we are encouraged by the creativity and opportunities that lie ahead. Now, let's look at a couple things, okay? The numbers aren't going to be exact, but I'm looking at the Steam charts for Marathon and for Destiny 2. And again, please don't take this the wrong way. This is not shade at any of the developers for Marathon or for Destiny 2. But we got to talk about it. As of right now, it's 3:36 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and there's 7,000 players on Marathon, okay? 9,300 24-hour peak. Now look at the all-time peak, okay, for Marathon. It's around 88,000. Now, let's look at the Destiny 2 charts. 74,000 players, roughly, on Destiny 2 right now. A 95,000 player count for the 24-hour peak. So you're telling me, in the last 24 hours, more people have hopped on Destiny 2 than Marathon has ever had? And again, this is just the Steam numbers. We don't get to see those numbers really for Xbox and PlayStation. I'm not trying to nitpick. I'm not trying to be one of those guys that it's about the player count, the end all be all. But clearly, Destiny 2 has a lot more motion, a lot more going on for it than Marathon. Marathon had a what? Start of season 2, they had like a free to play event for like 4 or 5 days, and it didn't even really move the needle. They were around like what, the 20,000s for a little bit, closer to 30,000. And now they're under 10,000. This is ridiculous. Not even in the last 24 hours have they gotten 10,000 players. And if I'm Bungie, if I'm Sony, I'm looking at this and saying, "Hey, can we just admit maybe we made a big mistake discontinuing our money game, the game that's actually bringing in players and in turn has more people spending money on the game, or at least in theory? You're not making money off of Marathon. You're not going to make a single penny on Marathon. You're still in the red. You're still in a deficit. You're not in a deficit on Destiny. And mind you, Destiny's, I think, is a lot more fun. And I think it caters to everybody, okay? Marathon's a little bit of a niche category. Extraction shooters have always been a little bit niche. It hasn't really grabbed the public gaming world's attention. I think the only two games that have done a really good job of that is Tarkov, which Tarkov's probably, I would argue, maybe a little bit more niche than Marathon, and Arc Raiders. Where Arc Raiders, you could kind of, it was for everybody. Well, at least the first 6 months of it. Now that game's kind of falling apart. But you look at these numbers and you say, hey, something's not right here. Nobody's playing Marathon. Everybody's playing Destiny. Why is it that our 3-month-old game can't compete with our 10-year-old game? And I think that tells me, hey, we should continue support for Destiny 2, and we should put our efforts into a Destiny 3. Again, casual take my opinion with a grain of salt, but everything about Destiny is infinitely better than Marathon. And I still think Marathon is a really solid game. I take back a lot of my criticisms that I had when the beta came out. And one of my buddies who convinced me to buy the game, he can tell you, I was complaining. I played 2 or 3 hours and I was like, this sucks. It felt clunky. It felt stiff. I didn't like the UI. And the UI is a little bit better on PC. I play on console, which again, that's up to you to decide of like, is that really the developer's fault for making a clunky UI for console, or am I just being a whiny little 5-year-old? Which I think it's a little bit of both, more probably of the whiny 5-year-old. But guys, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. I've been having a blast on Destiny 2 ever since I got back into it, and I'm loving it. I was able to get my Immortal title. I was able to complete the Monument and Triumph, so I'm going to be ordering my t-shirt this week. I don't know when that comes in the mail. I've never done this before, but I'm excited. I'm around now almost 100 hours in the game, so I've been really sinking my teeth into it, and I feel like I've just scratched the surface. Where with Marathon, it's a fun game. I do like the gameplay. I like the gunfights, but as of right now, I don't know if I really have too much interest to go back to the game. If my friend said, hey, let's go play, I'd jump on, but we're all on Destiny right now. But either way, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything I missed that's pretty important to the story. I know this is kind of just scratching the surface. I didn't want to make this like a super long video, but tell me if you're playing Destiny, if you love it, you hate it, if you love or hate Marathon, if you're excited to see what these incubation projects are coming from Bungie, or if you're just kind of fed up with it. And quite frankly, I don't blame you. I think Bungie leadership failed Destiny, and I think Sony's just refusing to save it. Which again, I get where they're coming from, because they just, in theory, lost a couple $2 billion on this. But I think also Sony needs to read the room and see, hey, 400,000 people are signing a petition for Destiny 3. Look at the player counts for Destiny 2. Maybe we should hold our horses and calm down a little bit before we discontinue service for this game. But either way, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, or don't. Tell me how much you hate me and you hate my dogs. Actually, don't tell me you hate my dogs. That might be going a little too far. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.